Well, good morning, sports fans. It's Leah with RunBlogRun. This is your trials breakdown, and this is the review of day 7. And wow, we had an interesting day. That was Thursday, the 24th of June. And I'm going to start with the women's 800. 72 people ran right around that 2:02.5. I think 46 actually tried to get into the meet. In Heat 1, Chanel Price, a longtime veteran, ran 1:59.86 over Sage Herta from the On Athletic Club at 2:00.08, and then Juliet Whitaker in 2:01.21 moved on. Second heat, Athing Mu, who just became a Nike athlete, 2:00.69 in her first pro race. Sheila Gray running with Hannah Green, longtime veteran with the Nike OTC, 2:00.79. And Heller Schlachtenhofen, who ran in the 1500, 2:01.05. Nikki Hiltz did not move on. In Heat 3, Ajay Wilson, a longtime U.S. star, 2:00.55. Allie Wilson, 2:00.71. Michelle Meyer, 2:00.75. Rawson Willis, high schooler, 2:01.27, and Julia Ritz, 2:01.31. That was Heat 3. Heat 4, Sabrina Sutherland, 2:00.85, and Rebecca Mayra. She's the one who talks about how she needs cheese, and I sent a tweet to the Wisconsin Cheese Board to try to get her some cheese. She runs for Oiselle, and in Little Wing Athletics, she ran 2:01.42. And then in the final heat in the women's 1500, and just give me a second as I move these things down. Raven Rogers won in 2:00.75. Kate Grace, who I watched at the Portland Track Festival in both the 1500 and the 800, 2:00.81. And Nia Atkins, 2:00.82. Sophia Goriaran, the other high schooler, at 2:02.26 did not move on. But that was the women's 800. Men's 1500 heats, much anticipated. Lots of battles here. Let's go to Heat 1. Hobbs Kessler, the high schooler who actually has the fastest qualifying time here in 3:34.63, I believe. He ran 3:45.63 to win Heat 1. Josh Thompson from Bowerman, 3:45.67. David Ribbage from Brooks, 3:45.71. Vincent Satai, 3:45.77. Paul Ryan, 3:45.86. And Colby Alexander, 3:45.87. How did you get in, move on? We had around a 1:58.00, and Hobbs dropped to 53.4 last lap. Kind of woke some people up. In Heat 2, Cole Hawker, NCAA champion, won in 3:39.72. Waleed Sulman, 3:39.92. Craig Engels, 3:40.03. Matthew Centrowitz, 3:40.09. Jack Urian, 3:40.19. Eric Holt, 3:40.50. Talon Franco, 3:40.58. Graham Crawford, 3:40.68. And Dylan Maggard, 3:40.93. And I do stand corrected. Craig Engels, with his 3:33, has the fastest time, I believe, of the qualifiers for this season. In Heat 3, Matthew Centrowitz, yes, Matthew was fourth, right behind Engels in 3:40.09. He just kind of got in and just kept it quiet. He didn't do anything crazy. They went out a little faster, 57, as opposed to a 60 for Heat 2, or Heat 1 went out about 60. Heat 2 went out about 57. Heat 3, Sam Prakel, 3:39.02. And boy, he led 9 people into the semifinals, which will happen today. And let me just give you that rundown. Sam Prakel at 3:39.02. Second place NCAA is Yared Naguse from Notre Dame, 3:39.09. Henry Wynn from Brooks Beast, 3:39.10. Eric Avila from Adidas, 3:39.13. Trip Hurt, 3:39.18. Trip was one of the kids we wrote about in the dark horses. Johnny Grigor, son of John Grigor, I ran against John in college. longtime ASICS athlete and a steeplechaser. Johnny makes his place in the 1500 mile. He was sixth in 3:39.36. Abduzirik Ibrahim from University of New Mexico, 3:40.04. Isaac 3:40.18, and Ben Blankenship moved on in 3:42.46. Ben's been around forever. Hope to see him look a little better than he did in that first heat. That was a bit of a challenge. Women's 200 was really interesting. The sprints are getting kind of more interesting as they go. Heat 1, Cambria Sturgis, 22:37, and Tina Daniels, 22:54. Lena Irby, 22:75, and Cassandra Hall, 22:97. They all qualified. Heat 2, Anna Via Battle, 22:37, and Desiree O'Brien, 22:71. Those are the only two that qualified from there. Heat 3, Jenna Prandini, 22:14, PB. She just blasted it. Brittany Brown, 22:49. Kanara Hayes, who had won the 400, 22:58. And Ange Learn Anellis, 22:76. Go to Heat 4. Gabby Thomas, world leader, 21:98. She came off that turn like a bat out of hell. Kennedy Flannel, 22:31, and Kyra Jefferson, 22:57. And then in the final heat, Tamara Clark, 22:44, Maura Lake Akinison, 22:48, and Allison Felix, looking a little rusty, 22:56. Allison, as you know, took second in the 400 the night before. Let's see, the men's 400 hurdles, women's long jump qualifying. I wanted to talk to you about this because this is going to be a real interesting one, and it's going to be a real change of the guard. Brittany Reese, who has won 5 world championship and Olympic medals, 686 with the big qualifier. Kenesha Burks, 681 in second. Third, Tiffany Flynn, 672. Fourth, Tara Davis, 668. Fifth, Melina Payton, 664. Jasmine Todd, 664. Shaquila Saunders, 658. Katura Orji, who just won the triple, 654. Tiana Bartoletto, again, Olympic champion, world champion, going back to 2005. Long jump, 4x1. 654. Leah Wisby, Bria Matthews, and Claire Bryant. In the women's pole vault, Jen Shore, Katie Nagiat, and Sandy Morris led. Let's see, how many was it now? There were 10 over 450, and then 3 more at 440 that moved on. Now, let's get to the 2 finals for the evening. First one was the women's shot put, and what a final. Oh, my gosh. Early on, the leader was Jessica Ramsey. She led at 19:45. And then in the third attempt, Raven Saunders just blew it out of the sky, 1996. Big PB, 65.6. And we said, Raven's got it. And she followed up with a 1959, an 1890, and an 1889. But Jessica Ramsey, in her fourth attempt, 20.12, meet record, PB, 66 feet, a quarter of an inch. And in third place, Adelaide Aquila from Ohio State, 1895, which she threw on her first throw. Maggie Ewan, 1892, in fourth place on her second throw. And Chase Ely, 1839, on her first throw. Michelle Carter was not there. Michelle has a benign tumor in her ankle, and thank God it's benign. She will be recovering, and we will see her throwing again. But Jessica, wow, what a hoot. She was a lot of fun. Her and Raven loved to compete, and it was great entertainment. A little side story, I was at the Denny's in Springfield last night, where I go because the food is cheap, the Wi-Fi works, and it's close to my colorful hotel. And Adelaide Akila's family came in. They were at the next table. I got to say hello and congratulate her. I think she was kind of in a bit of a stupor, but got to see her medal, and it was a lot of fun. And it's fun to see the young kids kind of figuring their stuff out. Are they going to make it? And Adelaide, I'll tell you, she kept her cool. To do that in an event like the shot put with so many great American throwers is pretty darn impressive. All right, now let's go to the final event of the evening, the women's steeplechase. And let me tell you, did that event live up to its to everything we thought it would be? It was going to feature Emma Coburn, the Olympic silver medalist, world champion against Olympic bronze medalist and world champion against Courtney Frerichs, world champ silver medalist and the American record holder, and an athlete who's really put it together this season, Leah Fallon from the New On Athletics Club. But the truth is, there's a ton of great women steeplechasers in the U.S. From Katie Rainsberger, a woman at Washington, an athlete at Washington, to Grayson Murphy and Val Constian and Mel Lawrence. I remember Mel from Foot Locker days. But what it ended up was the race went out at a very thoughtful pace. They were running around 9:15 pace. So there was a separation by 4 laps, and it was Emma Coburn, Courtney Frerichs, and it was Leah Fallon. And at 6 laps, I said to myself, well, that's our Olympic team. And just at the barrier, starting into lap 7, Leah Fallon dropped over the hurdle. She was exhausted. She had been running out of her head, and she ended up going all the way back to 9th place. It was really sad because I thought that she could make the team. She is a veteran. She showed a lot of guts. And then it came down to Emma Coburn and Courtney Frerichs. And Courtney had been pushing the pace. Emma was on her shoulder. And I believe Joe Bosshard, Emma's coach and husband, and Emma had been working on this all spring long. The difference between Emma and Courtney at the end was just over 2.3 seconds. And what was that? The absolute technical wizardry of Emma Coburn. She hurdles like an intermediate hurdler. She can actually hurdle the dang steeple, but she gets herself over it. She was careful. She didn't make any mistakes in that last 600 meters. That's how you win medals. And Courtney Frerichs did not make any mistakes either. Please, Courtney, I love the way you race, and you have the American record. And Jerry, I don't want you throwing things at me. I think that Courtney and Emma gave us the most entertaining event that I've seen so far in the trials in the distances and middle distances. It just shows the absolute quality of American women's distance running. Emma won in 9:09:41, a meet record. Courtney Frerichs was pretty damn close, 9:11:79 is a seasonal best. What was interesting was the battle for third. Val Constian, another Colorado athlete who competes for Track Smith, 9:18:34, 7.2 second PB. Courtney Wayment, BYU, 9:23:09. Marissa Howard from Idaho, a foot, 9:24:74 in PB. And in 6th, Grayson Murphy from Saucony, 9:25:55. Mel Lawrence, a veteran of these wars, 9:26:15. Allie Ostrander, 9:26:96, Brooks Beast. Allie came out and talked about some nutritional challenges that she's been having. We are thinking about her and keeping her in our thoughts and prayers, but she's showing a lot of guts. Leah Fallon, 9:27:06. Leah fought hard, and I hope to see her another day. Katie Rainsberger in 10th. Her mom was fourth in the Olympic trials in the marathon a couple times, 9:30:18 in a PB. And 11th, Summer Allen, 9:40:22. And 12th, Alexina Wilson. 13th, Mahala Norris, U.S. Air Force Academy. And 14th, Katie Kunk from Tracksmith, 9:47:82. But the women's steeplechase has really come of age. In 1991, we put a woman steeplechaser on the cover of American Athletics. And I got a letter from a university coach that said, Larry, women's steeplechase never happened. The next thing I know, you're going to put the women's pole vault on the cover. Well, the women's steeplechase, and that cover was with Carla Borovica. You can find it on RunBlogRun. I'm very proud of that. I think the women's steeple is one of those amazing events, and Emma Coburn is a tremendous athlete, a gutty athlete, and she is now one of the longest reigning stars. I think this is her 9th U.S. championship and her 3rd Olympic trials. She is tough and really excited to see what she can do in Tokyo, because the difference in someone running a Diamond League meet, running 8:45 and medaling in Tokyo are going to be night and day. Emma Coburn, Courtney Frerichs, again, both medal contenders. Vel Constian could be top 6 or top 8. So we're putting a great team together. So that's the review of day 7. This is Larry Eder with Run Blog Run. Thanks for watching and listening.